Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we'll be watching another Lost in the Pond video. This one is 5 things you probably get wrong about the British. Not sure why it has the sepia tone on here, but yeah, we're gonna watch it in this tone, this random color tone.
Allow me to provide some context. I'm a British man, Lawrence is my name, and I live in the USA. Now, if you've clicked on this video, then you're probably one of 3 kinds of people. Number 1, you're somebody with...
Is this like an actual educational video?
An unquenchable, if rather creepy, obsession with all things British.
Yeah, that's probably true. There are a lot of British creators we react to on this channel. So maybe that's part of the problem. This is a really weird video coming right off the confession video where we watched him tell us he was manipulating us with his sexy British voice.
2, you're somebody that going into this video, which is entitled 5 Things You Probably Get Wrong About the British, actually knew these 5 things about the British and hopped on here to tell me about it.
Well, yeah, that's what the whole comment section is for. It's to bash your favorite creators and tell them what they missed in every video.
Well, number 3, you're my mum. Now, just for the sake of focus and to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to pretend that all but one of you falls into the first category. And so now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to go and open up your minds by pouring a cup of hot tea all over your cerebral cortex.
It's weird. I think his camera either got worse or it's just this weird color shift tone that he has on the system. I mean, this is obviously an older video, so a way older camera, but still.
Metaphorical tea, not real tea. That'd
or maybe
be
he just
horrific.
upload this later? I don't know.
We do not all have bad teeth.
Okay. That probably was a much older stereotype, but that's not entirely untrue. But you know, I think part of the reason is a lot of people in the U.S. are overly obsessed with good teeth, but also like to eat sugar, which ruins it.
About 90% of us, of British people that aren't me, are, shall we say, dentally challenged. And even most of those are at least nice. I mean, they at least, you know, smile at you, which, come to think of it, is probably the last thing you want. Especially if you're alone in a taxi. But if you think we're bad, take a look at some of the meth addicts roaming Indianapolis.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. There's bad people everywhere with bad teeth. Even I have bad teeth, and I've got like 6 crowns.
Those people are dentally unstable, and they must be stopped. Some of them make Prince William look like a flippin' Disney princess. Prince. Not all British people are intellectual.
I don't know if that's an actual stereotype or not. I mean, not every American's intellectual. Not every pick a random country is intellectual. That's not how that works. I mean, maybe they're checking like high society people. I don't know.
Well, they're not. You're just putting us on a pedestal, which is not good for me because, well, I'm terrified of heights for one thing. But not just that. I've worked with people. This one person actually, British to the core, great teeth but not terribly well read, who thought Adolf Hitler was a ski resort in Switzerland.
And this is another British person that said this? Oh, okay. I mean, I get this like, let's say you're in India, for instance. A lot of people in India, from what I understand, is Hitler. They weren't a part of that war, so, you know, they use that name a lot more often. In fact, there was a clothing store with the swastika as the name, and the name was Hitler. And they apparently had no idea it was something really messed up in the majority of the world. But wherever they were in India, it wasn't a thing. And, you know, lots of people have that nickname too, and it's a whole different thing. So I mean, I can totally get that one.
So apologies, America, you don't have a monopoly on the stupid. The world has plenty to go around.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stupid people everywhere.
And why do Americans think we're intellectual anyway? Is it the accent? Is it? Because if it is, then...
It's probably movies. It's got to be certain movies where they put a lot of, you know, British people as like professors of things.
Let's do an experiment, okay? Let's put you in a room full of Geordies and see how you feel then. Now, I'm not insinuating that Geordies can't be intellectual. I actually know quite a lot of very, very clever people from Newcastle. It's just that nobody in America's...
I was like, okay, cool. I need to figure out this reference of where where these people are from, because I don't know what they were talking about at first.
Ever going to understand a word you're saying. The point is, America, we don't all talk like King George VI, who had a speech impediment, I've just realised. Very poor example. Okay, I will grant you this. We are a nation of tea lovers. But to tar us all with the same brush is just plain racism.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but okay. I mean, a lot of people love tea here, though, and a lot of people love tea in the UK. But coffee is also all over the planet, and soda for the rest
Except
of us.
without the race part, obviously. In other words, you're a bunch of ists. Now, nobody has time for an ist.
Yeah.
Except Germans. I, for
What?
one...
What was that even referencing?
And admittedly, the National Tea Brigade have tried to extradite me back to England for this very thing. I am pretty much indifferent to tea. There, I said it.
Well, that's why you got kicked out of the UK and you're an expat in the US, dude. That's exactly why.
Now, that doesn't mean that I get all offended by the millions of Brits who accept tea as their lord and personal saviour. It's just that I don't need tea in my own life. And that, ladies and gentlemen...
Yeah, he does need to try, though, US, actual Southern sweet tea. That's not tea. It's like liquid sugar.
...is the difference between a humanist and an ist. Just realised that humanist also ends in ist. Bugger. Okay, I'll admit it. I do say sorry when somebody...
Okay. Americans in most respects are more polite in general than the majority of a lot of people in the world, at least outwardly to your face. Behind closed doors and around friends, they're usually a lot of people are raging psychopaths. But I've been to places like in the UK, and no one's polite. You could say hi to someone on the street, they will literally think that they're going to get mugged by you.
Bumps into me, and I do have this habit of thanking cash machines. But that doesn't mean that all Brits are so needlessly polite. Again, if you're going to tar us, use different brushes, okay? It works wonders for Bob Ross. In fact, no, just don't tar anybody. It's a horrible practice and it can leave the victim very terribly burned, and I've just realised that I'm confusing metaphors with reality again.
Yeah, okay. I was
the
like,
point is, not everybody in the British Isles is polite.
The majority aren't, from what I understand. But that's kind of true for a lot of countries, though. And part of that's due to it's not that they're mean or jerks or anything. It's just people like to keep to themselves. They don't like to be walking up onto every random person in the street and asking for directions or something, which you can totally do in the majority of the U.S. You can literally walk around any random street and be like, hey, I don't know how to get here. Can you help me? And people will be like, oh, sure, let me get my phone out. You know what? Better yet, I'll just drive you there. Okay, don't actually get in someone's random car doing that, though.
Especially on match day. Now remember, if someone asks, you support the red team.
Okay, I was going to be like, what's match day? This is sports related. Got it.
And if it becomes immediately apparent that that was the wrong thing to say, just feign colorblindness and walk off.
Smart, actually. I didn't even think about that. I'd be like, oh, sorry, I have color blindness and face blindness.
Unless they support Manchester City, then just let them have it. Let me respond to this one with a song. I don't know why you hate it, but you do.
Does British food suck? I've watched a few other British channels, and I think the big ones are the British guys that travel around the U.S. trying American food, and they're like, oh my gosh, everything here is amazing. But I mean, I would assume a lot of food in Britain is good. I think that was probably a misnomer. Maybe some of it sucks, but I mean, McDonald's is garbage in the U.S. What?
I don't know why you cry so over food. But every night and day, since I've been away,
I swear I'm gonna get copyright striked from this song.
everyone in America thinks British food sucks. I didn't think that last part through very well, but
I don't know, that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good, especially if it's like off the top of your head.
it's true. Americans give us such a hard time over the standard of our food. And so this is the part where I insert the idiom about the kettle and the pot and the apparent racial tension between the two.
I mean, a lot of U.S. food is garbage, but a lot of it's really good. And I assume a lot of British food is garbage, but a lot of it's probably really good. I think the biggest problem a lot of Americans have with British food or any food primarily in countries like Europe is portion size. When you compare portion size and price, there's a huge difference, and I think a lot of Americans automatically freak out when you don't get free refills or things. You don't get cold drinks. Ice is a big thing in the U.S., whereas ice is not a huge thing in every other country.
Two of them. British food does not suck. British food is the most pleasing collection of matter in the observable universe. And I got that from Wikipedia. People who think otherwise have simply never tried Yorkshire pudding. Or
Right, Yorkshire pudding, fantastic. Oddly enough, beans and toast, really good.
mushy peas, or fish and chips, or spotted dick.
Okay, I heard that one's really good. It's just it's the name.
Ha ha, that's it. Yes, laugh at one of our famous desserts. You're not clever. Look, I promise you, if you just
No one's ever clever, are they?
gave beans on toast a chance.
Beans on toast is really good. You should definitely try it at least once. It's really good.
You wouldn't just be eating British food. You would be eating your words. Drop the mic. Actually, don't. It's a very expensive unit. Stupid phrase.
It's a stupid phrase.
All right, thank you for tuning in, guys, this week. And remember, you can follow Lost in the Pond not only here on YouTube by subscribing below. You can also follow us over at Facebook,
My only complaint is never use this weird sepia tone again.
Twitter, Google+, Instagram, Pinterest, and you can also go to lostinthepond.com.
Is Pinterest still a thing? That was a pretty funny video. I don't know. Half of that was about accurate, half of it wasn't. But maybe it's just due to each person and maybe location based off of where he is in the U.S. Who knows? That was still pretty funny. Have a good day, everyone.